This is why 99% of businesses suck when it comes to social media. How can you join the elite 1% and be an absolute social media superstar is what's inside this episode of Business Growth Secrets. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Business Growth Secrets. Today I've got our head of client success with us, Steve. Welcome, Steve. You excited, mate?
Thanks for having me. Yep, very much so.
Very much. And brilliant. What have we got? We've got some great questions in. I know that you've been getting some questions in from our clients. And of course, if you're watching this, whether you are an existing client of ours or not, you can go over to the comments and you can talk about what you need help with in your business. And we'll be more than happy to have a chat with you, help you, and see if we can do some episodes around your topic, which would be pretty cool. So Steve, why don't you take it away? Tell us what you've got, what has come in terms of questions this week.
Cool. So we've had loads and loads and loads of questions. So the one that I'll pick out here is specifically around social media. So obviously you've trained thousands of businesses on social media specifically. But this question is, what do you think are the biggest pitfalls when people are trying to implement changes into their business with, specifically with social media?
A massive question. And so many businesses struggle with their social media. And usually it's because of their attitude towards social media that they're actually struggling. And what we want to do, if we're a business and we're watching this right now and we're trying to get better results with our social media, what we need to look at doing is understand why we're using it. In fact, everything I do, I had a call earlier, great guy, wanted to talk to me about, some different strategies and some different things we could do. And the first thing I say is, what's your outcome? What is your outcome? What do you want out of this? And that's what I'd like to ask everyone about their social media. In fact, you can tell us in the comments, why do you want to use social media? Let me tell you what I think your outcome isn't. I don't think that if you're watching this and you're a business, that your outcome is that I want to post every day on our social media. I want it to take up loads of our time. I want to get limited to no engagement. I don't want to generate any leads, but I just want to be consistent. And the problem is, that is the outcome that a lot of people are shooting for, but they don't know that they're shooting for it because they've never been asked the question. So the question is, what's your outcome? You know what my outcome is? My outcome is that we want leads from our social media. There's two different types, right? So the way it works is this. If you imagine here, this is the top of funnel, okay? And this is a funnel, and here we've got a pipeline, right? This side of the funnel, we're going to call this earned media. This side of the funnel is paid media. Now with my paid media, my ads, I want to drive as many leads into the funnel, into the business as possible using advertising. And with this side, I also want to drive leads, but what I want to do is I want to give those coming in paid something to see. So for example, what you're watching right now is you're watching Business Growth Secrets podcast, or you're listening to it on iTunes, Apple, whatever you're doing. This is about relationship building. This is, how do I add some value to you before we ever meet? That's the purpose of it. Like, how do I get you to see there's different ways of doing business? How do I challenge you and get you to ask yourself different questions? How do I take you from being part of the herd to actually being a business owner in control of their business?
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is about. And this sits on the earned side of media. Now, the problem is that most people don't have a balance. They're doing all organic or all earned, or they're doing all paid. But really, you do need a balance. You need a balance of the both. You need something that adds value to your clients in earned, and you need direct marketing, which generates leads. So my question starts with this. If you're a business watching this and you're in social media and you want to get it working and you're stuck, you're probably stuck because you don't know what you want out of it. That's the first thing. So what do you want? And there, when we've got that question, we can build. But if you don't know what you want, we can't build. So there's a few, I'm going to give you, just in case you don't know what you want, I'm going to offer you a buffet, right? And this is where you get to choose, what do you want off the menu? Do you want leads? Do you want sales? Do you want more people to know who you are, right? Do you want to drive more traffic to a website to create sales? And then whatever the answers to those questions are, or whatever sandwich you take off the buffet, now all of our activities need to drive those outcomes into the business. And I think people are stuck because they don't know what they want.
Yeah.
That's kind of the main thing. So just knowing what you want, and tell us in the chat, what do you want? You want more leads? Tell us in the comments, what do you want? Do you want more sales? Do you want more traffic? Do you want more people to know who you are? The problem is imagine that buffet. What do you think, Steve, that they think that they want? Because this is, you imagine it, you're head of client success, you're speaking to clients all the time, and we're training thousands of people. So what are you hearing in terms of what they want?
So one of the things I think that, well, I've definitely noticed is that they don't know what they want.
Right, which is where we're going,
if
right?
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And hence the question. So one of the things that I've noticed specifically is, look, we want to get in front of more people. We want more eyeballs. But I think the pitfalls that we're noticing is, okay, well, what do we do with all these eyeballs? What do we do with all these leads? Have we got a proper system in place that we can manage those leads thereafter? And I don't think people think about that bigger picture, right? So in a nutshell, we are kind of taking a stab in the dark at, I'm going to post all this content. I'm going to post each day, every day.
So
I don't really know what my market is. I don't know who I want to see this. I just want a little bit of everything, that kind of generalization. But actually, what's the pitfalls in terms of, okay, this has worked now because, say for example, you have a shot in the dark and you get 3 or 4 leads or 3 and 4 inquiries off the back of that. And now we're kind of in panic mode of, oh, okay, I need to now service these customers, and we're juggling one thing at a time or multiple things at a time, not focusing on one thing at a time. And then we become a little bit stuck in terms of it's not a clean process, if that makes sense.
Yeah, most of them don't have a process.
Yeah.
Most people don't know what they want. And there's different stages. So when people come to us right at the beginning, usually they don't know what they want. So if you ask somebody that has not been trained by us, what do you want? They'll say, I want more engagement, or I want more views. I want more people viewing my stuff, or I want more people commenting on our stuff, or I want more people liking my page. That's kind of where they go first. Yeah. But this is always 3 layers deep, right? And the way that you look at this is a good way to really understand and coach people on what they want. Is if I say to you, what do you want? And you say, Adam, I want more views. And then I say, and why do you want that, Steve? Then that gets you to move past that initial, your surface level thing you need. So why do you want that? What do you think they would say why they wanted that?
Well, I want more inquiries. I want to generate more leads. Yeah.
So you want more inquiries. And why do you want that?
Because I want more money. I want more.
Okay, right. Because that's what it comes down to. What they should want is they should want 3 layers deep, not 1 layer deep.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, you should be, if you're watching this and you want to get great results from social media, you should be looking at how do you generate leads? How do you generate sales? And that really is where, and why do people get stuck? Because they don't focus on those outcomes. They focus on the 1 layer deep outcome, which is I want more engagement, or I want more views, or I want more people following my page, etc., etc. So what I would suggest for people that are watching now, go deeper. If you haven't got a coach, you have to coach yourself. And the way that you coach yourself is when you're looking for that thing, why do you want that thing? Now, business owners that are more established, they go, all right, Adam, I get it. I want leads and I want sales. How do I get them? That's when we go back to earned, paid. If you haven't run ads, we have to go on an evolution. And we can start off by making our social media look pretty and, making some content. That's level 1. But then we're going to have to go to level 2 where we start investing money. We start buying the sacks of eyeballs, which I've talked about on the podcast before. In fact, we can link a episode where I did a big thing on this because I don't want to be super repetitive. But you can buy as many of your dream clients watching your stuff as you want. You can buy loads of them. Right? So that's where you have to move to after you've moved past the first phase into the next stage of buying what you want. Now, the third stage is, now that you're buying inquiries, how do you get other people to deal with those queries, convert those inquiries, organize those inquiries so you can scale and grow your business? And the reason they get stuck is they get stuck even before phase 1. So let's wrap this up into really practical, helpful ways that people can look at it. Pre-phase, this is before phase 1. What's your outcome? What do you really want. Okay. Then phase 1, 3 layers deep on what you want. So if you said, Adam, I want more views on my videos. Why do you want that? Because I want more people to see who I am. Why do you want that? Because I want to get more inquiries for my business. Now we've got the real thing, right? Yeah. So then we go to next phase. Are you using earned or paid? And if you start off with earned, yes, you're going to start off with earned. I'm going to make it look pretty. Then we go to the next phase, which is paid. Then we go to the next phase, which is getting other people to manage your paid media.
Sure.
And that's how you get unstuck. And if you're a business that are watching this and you're listening to this, whether you're listening on iTunes, you're listening on, wherever you're listening to, figure out where you're stuck. Are you stuck on outcome? Are you stuck on the layers deep? How many layers deep on what you really want? Are you stuck on your actual organic and your earned? Are you stuck on your paid, or are you stuck on a team doing it for you? And if you look at it in that way, you'll be stuck somewhere along that route. And then there's more phases, which is now you've got a team doing it for you. But why is it not consistent? And then we look at consistent scaling, etc. And this keeps going. And that's how you build up to multi-million pounds, is by moving through the phases. So my mission for you, whether you're listening or whether you're watching, is tell us where you're at. Are you stuck at phase 1, which is your outcome? Are you stuck at phase 2, knowing really what you want and the layers deep? Are you stuck at your organic? Are you stuck at your paid? Are you stuck at building a team? Or are you stuck at scaling a team? And we can help you move through all of those phases step by step and get you unstuck. And I think that's pretty good for people to be able to assess where they're at. And look, if you've enjoyed today's episode, you can, it'll be really, really helpful for you to give us a review. Go and hit that 5-star review on Apple. That really is how we scale this podcast, because we don't run ads. On this particular podcast, we're just looking to help people. Like I said, this is that first phase of us helping you as a business owner. If you've enjoyed, would love a review. Go and hit that review up, and I'll be watching the review. And in fact, on the next episode, we're going to start reading those reviews out that people have given. So go and hit that up, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Business Growth Secrets.